Welcome to the Auburn Film Room. I'm Lauren Sisler, and this is Andrew McCain, former offensive lineman at Auburn from 2005 to 2009, comes highly recommended by Cole Cubelic.
Thanks, Cole.
So thanks you so much for being here today. We appreciate it. And we're going to break down some game film. But first, I want to look at Auburn. We're in week 10 of the football season, and this is an Auburn team, a different Auburn team than we saw in week 1, week 2, and really week 3. What are some of the biggest improvements you're seeing from them?
You know, I think offensive execution is probably the number one. The defense has played fairly strong all year, but I think you see the offense really coming together as one unit. Some of that has to do with the play calling. Some of that has to do with the offensive line that's becoming more cohesive and just being a little bit stronger at the point of attack, more confident in what they're doing, and I think that carries over across the board into the passing game, and obviously it translates to the scoreboard.
And you see that in the run game. Cam Petway, another huge game for him against Ole Miss. He had 30 carries, 236 yards, but it all starts with the offensive line, and none other than to show us that is you, a former offensive lineman.
Absolutely. I'm going to do my best. So we'll look at a few runs here from the big man Cam Petway. What you're going to see is man blocking schemes. On this first run, we've got an offensive tackle in there, an extra offensive tackle, lined up to tight end over here on this side of the screen. Now what that's going to do is make the defense pay a little bit more of attention to that side of the play, because in the past we've motioned fullback over here to block this way and run it to the heavy side. Not this time. As you see, we come back and lead up the middle with Chandler Cox. He gets a hat on a hat. The rest of the offensive line does a great job of man blocking, and Petway's going to make one miss right here at the point of attack, and it's all she wrote from there.
We'll see ya.
All the way to the painted grass.
And the best part about that is I'm right here in the end zone, and he is all up in my face right there. That was me. Yep.
And again, just great man blocking, hat on a hat, and then when you got a back that can run through one tackle, that changes the game for you. The second play we'll look at here is going to be another man blocking scheme. Now what you're going to see, as opposed to Chandler Cox coming to the backside of the play, as opposed to him coming to the backside of the play, you're going to see him lead up the middle. And not only is Chandler going to be going up the middle, but followed by the pulling guard, Alex Kozan. Both of them make great blocks at the point of attack, opens the play wide up, and there goes Petway.
And he's a guy that's going to pick up a lot of extra yardage. He's guaranteed pretty much every time he gets the football to get
to
3-4
make one
yards.
miss at least, or to run one over and then maybe make one miss. He's a little bit quicker than people give him credit for. Now, before they can even get back to the action on this play, showing the replay, we're going to come back again, and this, like the first play we showed, no pulling action here, no cross block by the H-back. This is going to be a straight-up man-on-man blocking scheme. Those linebackers get sucked up into the play, and when they get buried in that, Petway busts out again, and isn't quite fast enough to get there, but he almost makes it to the end zone.
Okay, Andrew, we know this offense designed for the run game, but Sean White is also settling into his role as a playmaker. He's able to get the ball down the field, making some critical third down conversions, obviously on his feet, but some key plays that we'll see here, getting his target and getting to his receivers.
Absolutely. You know, Gus Malzahn talks all the time about how this is a run, play-action offense. What he means by that is obviously, like you said, you got to run the ball first. But if you run the ball well, if you run it successfully, then you can fake those runs, go into a play-action play, and it opens things up a whole lot. That's what we're going to look at here. These are all play-action passes we're going to show, and the name of the game here is to influence the linebacker, create space in that zone. So you'll see here on this first play we show, Auburn's going to show a pull action here. They're going to play action as well, and what that's going to do is get these linebackers stepping up. As soon as the linebackers step up, these safeties are too high off the snap. Now when that happens, you're going to have an open seam right here down the middle. Sean White knows that, and it's dialed up to the slot receiver from the word go. See the middle open up, he sits down in that hole, and there it is. The second play we're going to go to here, again, we're influencing the linebackers. You're going to see the play action. As soon as those linebackers are influenced, we're going to drag this guy across. The end comes off. He bites on the play action here. The linebacker gets caught up in the run look, and we're going to swing Stanton Truitt around here for a big first third down throw and catch. Excuse me. Now again, play action on this third play. We come with the speed sweep look. What that does is draws these linebackers up for just a second, makes the safeties hesitate. As soon as we do that, we're able to sneak out of here on the wheel route. Everybody's thinking run. The pass is wide open down the sideline.
All right, finally, Andrew, I want to talk about this fight song play that Rhett Lashley and company dialed up to Jalen Harris. It's something that they talked about a lot after the game and something that they practice, and I just want you to break that down for me.
Okay, so what you're going to see here, it's all about formation. We're lined up with a little bit of crazy wildcat back here. We've got Chandler Cox lined up at the quarterback position, typical fullback, H-back. We've got Sean White, the quarterback, over here at kind of a tailback, halfback position. We've got just a crowded backfield. But the thing you need to pay attention to here is tackle over, and instead of a tackle on this side, eligible wide receiver. So let's watch how this formation develops when they break and go to set before the play.
A little bit of confusion.
A little confusion. We end up with Sean White back at quarterback. We're completely empty backfield. We've got quickness over here, speed on the edges, but then right here, offensive tackle split out. This looks like a normal 5-man offensive line, but again, you've got an eligible tight end right here. Both of these guys are off the line, and as long as he's uncovered, that makes this tight end eligible to sneak out, and the linebackers at this point don't even realize he's an eligible receiver. So we move forward here. You'll watch Harris. He slips out from that tackle position and is wide open to walk into the end zone. And that's where they cue up the fight song.
You got the fight song for us?
I'm going to let you sing that one.
I'm not good at that. I can't do that. I don't sing. Okay, Andrew, now as we wrap this thing up, obviously Auburn is the heavy favorite coming into this game against Vanderbilt. Will probably be a heavy favorite against Georgia, but you know on the schedule looming, as you played in it before that Iron Bowl game, and you know those guys are trying to do everything they can to get prepared for that game. What are some of the biggest areas of improvement that you need to see from this team as they get ready to match up against Alabama at the end of the season?
I think more than anything, continuing to gain confidence on offense, obviously staying healthy, which this team has been fortunate. You know, things that have plagued this team in years past, one of which has been major injuries on the defensive line and things of that nature. So staying healthy and then limiting big plays. Our defense has been locked down at times, but then again the other night you saw against Ole Miss, they found a couple of holes in the defense. The passing game was hitting, and we got in a little bit of a shootout for a while there. That's certainly not anything that we want to have happen this week in Athens, or certainly not in Tuscaloosa. So I think just eliminating the big play on defense and continue to stay healthy and get confident on offense, and I think this team can go a long way.
All right, Andrew, you nailed it. Thank you so much for your time. Cole, I think we might have found your replacement.